to the Brand Icon of the Year Awards 2021. This program showcases entrepreneurs and professionals from the MSME sector for their contributions to the Indian economy and business ecosystem. Plugin PR presents Amreen Hashmi, Director of Future Flyers Academy.
Amreen, welcome to the Brand Icon of the Year award show.
Thank you so much. My pleasure.
Great. So you are in travel industry. Do you want to talk about what your company is into? What do you do?
Okay, so my academy is known as Future Flyers Academy, and it is an academy for aviation training, and we believe in training with excellence. So a little bit about me. I have been a cabin crew for the past 14 years of my life and flown with some leading international airlines. And after the experience that I got from my flying career, I thought, and I was like really interested into training and helping people, build a career in aviation. And that is how this idea came into my mind. And I thought, now is the time for me to use all my experience and start up my own academy wherein I can share my experiences with people and help them to build a career in aviation. So that is how my academy was born.
Perfect. How has been business during this lockdown, the pandemic?
Okay, I started in January 2020, and shortly after, in March 2020, the pandemic hit. And ever since, it's been a tough journey. It's been really tough for a startup to survive in a pandemic hit situation. But I guess once you are determined, once you are focused towards your goal, then nothing can hold you back. I have been going on, and I'm glad to share with you that even in this pandemic, we have successfully run and conducted 4 batches, which I think I'm not, exaggerating, but I guess I can take some credit that even in this pandemic situation, we were successfully managing 4 batches for aviation and allied courses. So I guess it's going. It's tough, but yes, we are
Well,
trying our best.
how entrepreneurs like you and businesses like yours, which are not necessarily technology businesses, are adopting technology to be in the game, right? So, what you tell me that even during pandemic you have used the opportunity to conduct the classes. Do you want to talk about how did you do that? What kind of technology did you use?
Okay, so when I started, as I said, when I started, we had no idea that this pandemic is going to hit and this crisis is going to, come into our lives. So it was completely in live classes that I was focusing into. But then again, keeping in mind the lockdown situation and everything, I had to keep running the business. So I obviously shifted part of my batches to the online course, online platform. That was a challenge again for me because I am someone who believes in live mentoring, like face-to-face classes, because aviation is something which is a very, very versatile field. I mean, there's not one thing that you can train the candidates on. There's so many things that goes on to it, like personality development, grooming, communication, body language, all of that. So I don't think all of that can be, conveniently translated into the online platform. But again, keeping in mind the scenario, obviously we have to go on with the flow. So for me, the major challenge was converting my offline regular classes to the online mode. And I was trying as far as possible, to keep the batch size low, but still calling them to the academy, because again there are restrictions regarding the number of people in the office space. So what we used to do, we used to split the batches into a number of 4 or max to max 5, and then we used to conduct. So basically we had to transit between online and offline, and that is how we kept going, and that is how we are still going. I mean, that's the main thing into consideration right now.
Conducting these classes wherein you may use a technology platform and it might be a partial technology and a partial online and partial offline.
Yeah, like I said, like we don't have an option. I don't think we have, right? There is not an option right now. We have to have a hybrid model. Like for someone like me, when I was flying, when I was a crew, we never had any online class or online training. There was no need of it. And I mean, I'm not that I'm complaining. I am very much comfortable with live classes, personal classes, and face-to-face interaction. But then now, given the scenario, I don't think this is going to change anytime soon, we need to bring in a model which can suit the situation and can has to suit the organizational business approach as well. So we have to have it. I mean, there's no option. That is what I feel.
Students look at it? I mean, how are they coping up with, or how are they accepting it?
Exactly. So yes, this is something which I was like surprised to know that students were more into online classes. The only reason being, obviously, they were concerned about the safety issues, or their parents would ask, "Ma'am, is it safe to send our children to the academy or this?" So again, it was not about them. It's about us, like how efficient and how how much honesty can we put in this online coaching system. Because again, as I said, the motto is just not to conduct a class. The motto is to bring a change in our students, to groom them. So it was not about them. They were very much happy sitting in the comfort of their own place and being comfortable and doing it from their home, so they were okay. But then again, when the training starts and when they actually analyze what is the difference between an online and an offline session, then later on they come and tell me, "Ma'am, you were right. Live classes are the best, and face to face training is the best one. I mean, you cannot compensate." But again, as I said, we are trying to create a balance. So the classes which are perfectly theory based, we do it online, and the classes which needs personal interaction, again, we call them up in lesser number of groups and we conduct it in the academy.
Plugin PR presents Virtual Brand Icon for the year 2021 under Adapting Technology for Business to Ambreen Hashmi, founder and director of Future Flyers Academy.
I feel so blessed because apart from all the challenges that we faced, and the challenge was not in front of an academy who's an established one. I mean, the challenge was in front of me as a startup academy. But in spite of that, I have been blessed with people who trusted us, parents, the students. I'm extremely thankful to them. Just by word of mouth, or maybe by personal contact, or personal references, they have come up to me and trusted us for the training, for their career enhancement. I feel so blessed. And again, this award is like an icing on the cake. I am like so delighted. I mean, I'm blessed that the hard work is paying off gradually, but yes, it's paying off. And thank you so much to you, sir, for this honor. I'm really thankful.
Thank you, Amreen. And one final question before I let you go is, what kind of tie-ups do you have with airlines to help your students find a placement with them, both in national and international?
I would really like to thank you, first of all, for this question. It's a very important one, and I'm sure it's going to be helpful for my students when they see this. So, for someone who's running an aviation academy, it is very, very important to have a background from aviation. I mean, I'm not here to pull down any other institute or academy, but then there are so many institutes in the market providing aviation academy, but they don't have anything to do with aviation as such. I mean, people are from diverse background, people from real estate, people from other business fields, and starting up an aviation academy. But they have to understand, for you to train people for a certain field, you need to have some experience in the field. So this is my USP, like what I bring into the table. This is my USP, that I have given 14 years of my life to this field, and I started off very young, like when I was 18. So you can say this is in my blood now. Like aviation is in my blood, flying and being a cabin crew and all. So I feel that the kind of personalized training I can give to my students, I'm not saying that no one else can give, but yes, I feel that I can do the best for them, the best possible training. As far as placement is concerned, we do have a reference with some leading airlines, because I have flown with those airlines. So there's like a reference system which works. That's as a part with the HRT. That's a reference that works. And again, there are some programs in which we offer guaranteed placements, like in the field of travel and tourism. So we have a direct association with the company itself. So not with any placement agency, but the company itself will be, recruiting our candidates. So it's like you can say it's an MOU with them, and that is how it works. So they directly induct our trainees first as an intern, and then as a permanent employee. So then there are allied fields wherein we offer guaranteed placements. And then in the field of aviation, since we offer them so many references, that really helps them a lot to crack the interview sooner than other candidates. So it's like training and reference combined that helps them a lot.
Are the skills required to fly with domestic airlines versus international airlines different? Any specific skills that are looked at when you go for international airlines? And
Not, yeah.
is it better to have few years of experience and in a domestic airlines before you apply for international?
Experience really helps you to get through an international airline, like as compared to domestic. So they are very much comfortable with taking freshers. But from my personal experience, what I feel is for international airlines, you need a bit of experience. That is not a mandate, but then again, it helps. It's preferable. So the skill set is very much the same. There is no change in the skill set. You need to be a positive, well-groomed person. You need good interpersonal skills and communication, grooming, all of that. But then again, international airlines demand a little, no, not demand, I would say they expect a little bit of experience, not necessarily flying, but any experience in the customer service is an added advantage. And but that doesn't mean that freshers don't get to international. They do, but the ratio of experience and fresher candidates is more for international candidates.
Thank you, Amreen. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to
Thank you.
seeing you on some of our shows later. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. You have a nice day.